yellow robe. Funny, the same yellow that I'm wearing.
Wow.
Out of all my clothes, I picked up this one, and yeah, so there was a reason. Hi, Geeta.
Hi, lovely. How have you been? Long time.
I have been really good. Thanks for asking, and you look good too.
Oh, you look lovely, as usual.
Thank you. So, for the viewers, we are here today for interviewing the Ascended Master Buddha. And I am really thankful for all my viewers. Welcome back to my channel, first of all, and thank you all who all have posted questions for Buddha for this interview. So I'm really excited, Geeta, because I love Buddha. I mean, I've not read a lot about him. Anyway, I'm like really poor at mythology, and I have not done a lot of research, which is good. I mean, I don't like channeling when I already know stuff, so it's good. But I love why I said I love Buddha is I have a lot of Buddha statues in my home, and I keep bringing. I have Buddha paintings, and I feel a connection. Could be from past life, or doesn't matter how it is. So yeah,
We'll
let's.
find out today. We'll find out today. Can you see my standing Buddha?
Oh yes, I never noticed. I guess I did, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
he's always been there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we can start with questions which we've received from all my YouTube viewers.
Mhm.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, aren't you going to call in
Yes.
Buddha? Yeah.
Yes. And before I forget,
Mhm.
as always,
Eric is
I have my buddy, my spirit guide Eric here. So he'll be supporting me. He's always there. However it
Hi,
goes.
Eric. Hi, Eric.
He's asking me to breathe, and then he's like saying hi to you, but he's like looking at me,
Of
telling me,
course.
you breathe.
Yeah.
But
Relax.
you know what, I'm like panting because I'm a new mom and I'm always running around. So before we call in Buddha, I'll just take a few deep breaths in, and let's see what's the energy like. Yellow robe.
Mhm.
Funny, the same yellow that I'm wearing.
Wow.
Out of all my clothes, I picked up this one, and yeah, so there was a reason.
Hmm.
Ah, he's wearing a yellow robe. I've mostly seen, I mean, if I had to assume, not channel, I would have imagined him in maybe a saffron robe or a blue robe, how he's mostly painted,
Mhm.
right? Blue is the color. And the blue behind me, that's the usual color.
Mm.
But he's here, he's sitting cross-legged, as we know.
On a lotus?
Sorry, what, Geeta?
On a lotus?
He looks like he's resting. It's actually ground. It's not even grass. It's earth.
Okay.
He's sitting under a tree, and okay. When I said under the tree, as the little knowledge I had, I got the Bodhi tree in my mind.
Mhm.
That was me, not channel information, or maybe. But he said, I'll come to that.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Yes.
so I'm really excited. That's his energy. And he's almost like, his eyes are closed, but he looks
Mhm.
like he's listening, and he has a very pleasant expression. He's not smiling though, but he's like,
Mhm.
he's He says, I'm available for all your questions.
Interesting. So, Namaste, Buddha. Okay, let's begin with your viewers' questions. So, one of your viewers, Vidya, she's asking, what is Buddha's galactic origin? I presume we all are from source. I presume she wants to know which of the galaxies he has had a lifetime on.
Yes, before he was on the earth thing, right? As soon as you asked that, I immediately got Pleiadian.
Oh, okay.
He has Pleiadian ancestry. He says he spent multiple lifetimes, and also he's mentioning when he was on earth being Buddha, there was sort of, the energies were helping him, he says.
Oh, like I have Pleiadian spirit guides.
Yes,
very
I
nice.
do too. Yes,
Yeah,
and they are actually, I think they are very evolved beings, and they're always very helpful to the human race. That's why they come in like guides.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, then Mosam wants to know on the concept of alien life, how much truth is there? Do we come from alien lineage? What about our Hindu deities? Were they aliens too? A lot of questions here, but her question is how much truth is there about aliens? And do we humans generally come from alien lineage?
This is Buddha saying, he says, obviously, there is alien life. Yeah. If you want to call Pleiadians, like aliens. Martians, we say, they are also beings whom we cannot perceive, he says, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. So you can call them alien if you want that. And he's also saying, the term alien can be used like vice versa. Like for another planet, they can call us.
We are aliens.
Yes.
True. Interesting, right?
And go ahead.
And most humans have had lifetimes on Sirius or probably Arcturian lifetimes, etc., etc. So I'm sure all of us are aliens in a sense.
Yes.
And Mosam also wants to know about our Hindu deities. I bet they've had alien lifetimes.
Well, he says some of them definitely were aliens. But again, the concept, like if you ask word aliens, so it can mean they have spent lifetimes on other planets, which is a yes for most of them. Apart from the thought forms which were considered deities, or which actually didn't take, who actually did not take birth on Earth.
The physical form.
Yes, in the physical form. But most of them, yes, they had alien ancestry.
Right. I don't know if this person...
I'm sorry. Actually, as soon as you asked that question, Eric was like, oh my God. He's like, that still the question that is there life, outside of Earth, that question is still there. So he was almost like, oh, there's such a long way to go for people to still accept, because it's comfortable. That's definitely there. So he was like, don't make me start about that kind of.
I know. But Eric, unless and until they've heard from someone like Lovely, they've had a reading with a psychic medium, how would they know? Only after having a reading with Lovely did I come to know that I have Pleiadian spirit guides, and I have a Lemurian soul family, Atlantean soul family. So they cannot confirm unless and until they ask someone like you, Eric.
Yes, and he says actually, reading things on the newspaper or seeing videos on UFO sightings is fine. Even like sometimes people are open to that, but they cannot digest the fact that, oh, I have a guide who's like a living, like a being out there, But yeah, again, people are slowly going there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting there. It's personal experience which makes them believe, I suppose, not secondhand experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I've seen Buddha in my meditations in my galactic chakra. Eric once taught me, one of these meditations to whatever, connect with source and to ground myself. And I've seen Buddha in my galactic chakra.
Mhm.
Yes. So for me, it's a reality.
He says, I am much more perceivable as a guide. And he
Yes.
says, me and Jesus.
Of course, I've seen Jesus too. Yeah.
Yeah. He says it's more perceivable or it's more easy because of the human perception. Because we once had started a religion. So he's actually smiling and like he says almost like teasing human beings. Oh yeah, like you always need physical
Yeah.
evidences, he says. But that's why,
Mm.
because there was a so-called religion, there is
Yes.
rather,
Mm. Mm.
yeah. So it was easy for people to accept him as a guru, as a deity, whatever names were given. He says, and same applies to Jesus. He says.
Understandable. So, on this topic of Jesus and him, one of your viewers had, or two of your viewers had questions. Okay, so here they are. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this name correctly. So it's Amahan has a question. Did Buddha and Jesus have, his question is, multiple lifetimes together as companions?
Yes,
They have?
yes, and funny. He says only once were they doing what they did on Earth. I mean, like
Mm.
most of the other lives were like. He
Yeah,
says we were random people,
I
and
know.
he's actually, I was thinking he'll be like, I must say, this is me talking. I thought he'll be like a monk speaking, but he's talking like just like us. I'm not getting any uncomfortable energy. Why I'm saying uncomfortable is, yeah,
Yeah.
we
Mm.
don't open up so much. But and like I've channeled many beings, so he's like very. I'll use the term friendly.
Yeah, down to earth. Maybe down to earth, although he's up there.
You can say so, yeah. But then again, he's going on the concept of like you are me and me is
Yes.
you, and we all have souls. Yeah.
One soul.
So there's
Yeah.
there's no hierarchy, he says.
True. The higher up they go, the humbler they get.
Yes, and
The
he
easier
says
to
it's all
approach.
it's all the wisdom that you get.
That's what makes them like this. Believe in the oneness of all and the equality of all souls.
Mhm.
Okay, so on the same topic, this um, viewer, Love Jolu or Love Yulu, does he work with Jesus for the goodness of the earth? How about other ascended masters?
He says if you ask right now, I mean, in human terms, like when you're asking this question, we are doing similar kind of job. Eric is chiming in, he says, oh, they have the same job profile, you know. So yeah, it's being a guide to people, they're ascended
Yeah.
masters. So essentially why they have been given the so-called masters, the name is because they've been very much on earth and they had suffering, they had lessons, like human lessons.
Mhm.
So they can share their knowledge. And now, obviously, where they are, they're still learning, they say. Which is like wonderful to know. The learning never stops, he says.
True.
So we are not exactly working like together, if you want to ask that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Erik is like being very, he's like actually sitting on his office desk, and he says, no, no, the cubicle is different. Yeah. So
I love a sense of humor.
yes, but that's he's making it easy to
But
understand. So they're not in the same
yeah, of
cubicle,
course.
but they are in the same
I know.
office, if that makes sense.
I know. And I
Yeah.
bet Eric is doing the same thing in their own way. They are
Yes.
helping other humans evolve as through the ascension.
Yes. So if you ask, they're helping human beings and other
Mhm.
beings. Yes. So they're
Mhm.
working together. You can say that.
How,
But yes, the roles
how
vary. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So is it something similar to what Eric does? Like come in their meditations, come in their dreams and
Yes.
inspire them, guide them? Is it
Yes.
similar?
Yes.
Okay. Mhm. Wonderful. So we just need to be open to their energies and they'll guide us. Yeah. I've felt
Absolutely.
this guidance. Yeah, I felt it. I can vouch for it. Okay. Now the question is, I'm not sure if this is the name of the person or if this is the topic of their question. So they're beginning with Nirvana. Why are the ones seeking to open their psychic abilities slow and not yet accomplished, although we are living at a time when spirituality is said to be heightened?
He's again laughing. He says, what's with the humans always measuring?
Yeah.
Even the growth. When you
Yeah.
define something, and he says, when you define growth in a
Mhm.
certain prescribed manner, and obviously it will feel like you're being very slow, but you are missing on the tiny steps, like the baby steps you are taking every day, because people forget that what they're doing as a human, those are the lessons. I mean, so
True.
he's wanting me to give my example. Like I'm a psychic medium. I do readings. I channel loved ones and guides. But at the same time, I'm being a wife and a mom and a daughter.
Mhm.
Oh my God! And relationships, they are huge lessons, right? Good
Yeah,
and bad. I mean, yeah, it's like it. That's how it is.
that's
So
what you were
he's
saying.
giving my example, saying if I am wanting to,
Mhm.
especially talking about psychic abilities,
Mhm.
I'm still learning. I'm like, learning new skills. Like I would rather see Erik
In,
with my
in
naked eyes
yeah, in physical form.
in physical form, but I'm getting there, and it's not time for me yet. But yeah, I keep constantly measuring my growth in terms of which is tangible, he's saying. But what about all the baby steps? You realize a lot, your awareness is growing. So the more you appreciate, the more you learn, he says.
Yeah.
So it's actually when you might feel like this is for the person who asked Nirvana, if I'm not wrong.
Mhm.
So he says, if you focus on learning, the door is open, and the moment you are aware, the researches that you are doing, the daily practices, the awareness that has come, even the thought, the mind chatter, when you become aware, while we are meditating, oh my God,
Mhm.
my monkey mind is on, so let me come back and breathe. Those
Yeah.
tiny things that we are aware, that's how we learn.
Yeah.
So you are actually going at a great speed, he says.
For me,
I
for
mean,
me,
whoever is
it's
trying to
yeah.
learn psychic abilities or spiritual abilities. But
For
yes,
me, it's yes, I am getting, I mean, if I can call it
mhm,
better, but with me, it's always been, I'm sure so it is with many people, it's always one step forward and two backwards. Life comes in the way, Toastmasters come in the way.
oh yes, but again,
Friends.
life is, and that's where Erik is chiming in, and they're like,
That's life.
and yeah,
That's
and he says, see, that's your purpose. Your purpose, like for my life, my purpose is not just being a psychic medium. That's my passion. That's what. That's one of the things why I'm here. like to heal people. But again, I'm here to be a mom, to be a wife, to be a teacher, to be a student. So, yes,
Yes,
in
I'm
short,
sure.
it just looks like you are going slow, but that's not how it's just the perception, he says.
Yeah, I'm sure this person, Nirvana, is getting the message too, that they're doing okay. All right. The next question is from Charu. Are Buddha and Siddhartha the same entity? Of course they are. His given name is Siddhartha, right? So how accurate is Hermann Hesse's description of Siddhartha in his book? I just looked it up because I've never come across this interesting
Yeah.
fact that Hermann Hesse has written this novel.
Okay. Okay. Well, the first question, yes, he said they are the same entity. Even that I didn't know. I mean, yeah, poor mythological knowledge that I have. So he says yes,
Siddhartha
they are.
Gautam, yeah, Siddhartha Gautam is his name. You know,
Okay.
we read it in our history books when probably I was in grade 5, 6.
Okay. Probably when that was being taught, I was talking to my classmate. So yeah, I have been very bad at history, or
I
else
love
I should have
history.
got some interesting teachers like Eric, maybe. Anyway, coming to his question, he says yes. And what was the second question? The second question was
In
Hesse's
Hermann
book.
Hesse's book, his portrayal of Siddhartha, how accurate is it? How close is it to his actual life as
He
Siddhartha
says,
Gautam Buddha?
oh, wow. I don't know this author that you mentioned, Herman Hesse, if he's actually a channeler or he knows it, but he says it's quite accurate.
Wow, so he must have channeled. Yeah,
Looks like that.
interesting.
I don't know how he acquired his knowledge, but yeah, I will look it up after our session.
Okay, I've just downloaded it on my Kindle. I'll read it later.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Saumya wants to know, how about the Blu-ray souls on Earth? Why did they choose to descend here?
Okay, so I've never heard of this term, but I'm just going with whatever he's telling me. So I don't know, maybe whoever asked this question, who was that again? Soumya, right? Soumya, if
Saumya.
you're watching this, please elaborate on it, whatever knowledge you have on Blu-ray souls in the comments. I'll appreciate it. Okay, so I'm giving whatever Buddha is giving me. Uh, Blu-ray souls are again he's saying multi-dimensional beings,
Hmm.
some of which are humans, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Right?
And
Yeah.
why are they described as Blu-ray souls, humans? Is it the blue aura?
Wow. Okay, so I'm asking Eric also for clarity.
Mm.
Wow, they are actually they're showing me cat beings. Cat beings.
Okay, yeah. I've heard of them from Dolores Cannon's books. Mhm.
Yes, and as soon as they say cat beings, I think you will know that you know this, Geeta. The movie Avatar,
Yeah, I remember. Mm.
yes. So that's the picture I'm getting, like tall cat beings, and
Mhm.
that's what they say, right? The movie was actually the director, if I'm not wrong, the director. Saw the script or saw what is portrayed in the movie in a dream. So maybe he was channeling, or maybe he had cat beings as his guides. That's why it's so incredible. The movie, it's like, and I almost felt when I was watching it, I almost felt like uh, very relatable, and I felt like home.
Oh, okay.
That was the feeling. So,
Okay.
have you seen that movie, Avatar?
I have it was a long time ago, wasn't it? A couple
Okay.
of times.
It's a
3D,
beautiful movie. So maybe you
3,
can,
yeah,
yeah,
3D
again
movie, I
watch.
guess. We had to wear special glasses.
Yes, it's yeah. When it was released, I guess in the theater, it was on 3D, but
Mhm.
it's amazing. Uh, he's talking about the tree in it. This is Buddha talking. They have a tree in that, which is like, they have a tribe, which is like a healing tree, and it has like strands of light, almost like a banyan tree, but the strands which are hanging, the roots which are hanging are made of light, they glitter. And that's where they go to heal themselves when they're wounded.
Okay.
And it's beautiful. I'm getting goosebumps. Erik is like, because yes, such places exist. Such
On
a tree,
Earth.
such trees exist. It's just in another dimension.
Oh, not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have, sorry, I'll just finish what I got. So the Blu-ray souls are somewhere related, or they have, I'm asking whether they have ancestry. Yes, they have ancestry from cat beings and also Pleiadians. Yeah, Pleiadians are also blue beings if I'm not wrong. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they're blue colored stars or something. Okay, my question is, so these beings have taken on human forms to coexist with us?
Some of them. Some of them.
And what's their mission here on Earth?
Learning, acquiring knowledge.
Okay.
The human race in general.
Yeah.
And wow, some of them are not aware that they are actually,
the Blu-ray souls.
Whoa, wow, this is like something. This is why I like when we bring in people from the other side. There's so much I get to learn. So yeah, Soumya, please post in the comments whatever you know about it.
Yeah. Probably Soumya should read Dolores Cannon's books, The Convoluted Universe. There are 5 in that series. And Dolores hypnotizes people, and then people recall being these cat people and other
from their past lives.
Alien people. Yeah. Okay, right. So the next question is from Ratnaja, and she wants to know, how can we find out what our passion is, and how to know that we are on the right track in pursuing our life purpose?
So what I'm getting from that, we almost answered that question when I was talking about the purpose of life. But this is funny. I'll share something. So this is what happens, because I'm channeling. That's something that was a realization that came in very recently, Geeta, and it's also for the viewers. It's trusting was a big issue with me. I used to always question. I still do that. That's why I don't read about stuff, even for my sessions. I don't like people telling me too much information about themselves, because then I'm like, I don't want to channel from my ego, and I'm constantly convincing myself or asking for more confirmation from spirit. So this is what happens before. As soon as I read the question in the comment, I channeled the answer, which I'll tell you what it was. But then I was like, no, let me just wait for the session. But I'm getting the same answer. Wow. So Ratnaja, Buddha says, this is for you, how to find your passion, whatever gives you joy. That's your passion. Whatever gives you joy, what makes you happy from within, which doesn't look like work, that becomes your passion.
Okay, good. Okay, so Preeti has an interesting question. Please ask him about Ascension. Are we stepping into 5D? Yes, we are. What is it going to be like? Do we have to face more calamities on the way?
Okay, Erik is like, oh, I want to answer this kind of question. Yes. The student who is always raising hand. Yeah. So this is, and then he's like waiting for Buddha patiently so that he can tell us. So what was the question again? I'm sorry, I always lose my train of thought.
I know, that's okay. It's about ascension.
Yes, yes, the
And
5D,
yeah,
right?
are we stepping into 5D and what's it going to be like? And are
Yes.
we going to be facing more calamities on the way?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
we are almost in the 5D is what that's the answer I'm getting. But it won't feel like they say a shift. It won't feel like it because we will Eric says we will have the same shit going on, you know.
But Eric, for the past couple of days, the energy has been crazy. I've been feeling a bit
Yes. He says if
um,
you are open, you will
yeah.
feel it.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep for the past 2 nights and feeling ungrounded and a bit edgy. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been trying to meditate, but even meditation is hard these past couple of days.
Hmm.
What's happening?
So
I
two
think I
things.
know what's happening, but let it come from them.
Yes. So they are like talking in unison now, and Eric and they are like a team telling me two things. One, which people are already experiencing awakened, more awakened perception. People opening up to more spiritual stuff. People researching more. People learning spiritual abilities. In general, it will be Eric says it will be talk of the town. It's almost mainstream now,
Yeah,
you know, unlike how it
yeah,
used to be 5 years back, or yeah, if we talk in human terms. Second thing, what is gonna happen, the awareness of our feelings, whether we are able to deal with things, whether we have tools or not, that's a separate thing. A lot of people are learning, like a lot of people are meditating, a lot of people are having, and more than like the this is Eric saying, more than like sitting and meditating for hours, there are people who are doing the tiny meditations, like the awareness ones, like, oh, I'm getting angry, oh, I'm reacting without thinking. That awareness is going crazy, is growing,
yeah.
like, yeah, very, like he says, on high speed.
True that. Two
Yes.
of my Reiki clients called me up and said, "What's happening, Geeta?" They just had come for a Reiki session. And what's happening? We are feeling, what did you do to us? Feeling so ungrounded and whatever I said, I'm feeling the same way too. Your chakras are open, balanced, sort of. So relax. This is
Yes,
what's
so
happening.
thanks for mentioning that, because Eric says, again, see, you got it. So as this energy is growing, there's more people opening up, their minds and their hearts and everything, and the energies, the awareness is growing. The need for grounding has increased.
True that. Yeah,
So
this is exactly
it's
what I
better,
told them. Yeah.
yes, it's better do it on a regular basis, if not every day. Yeah.
Yeah, this touches on Gabriella's question, touches on what you just discussed. And
Mhm.
I follow it every single, I would say, consciously, say, let's say 23 hours out of 24. Being mindfully aware of how I'm responding to every situation and trying to choose, I choose to be positive. So this girl's question is, how do we let go of anger? You just touched on it. That shows that she's being mindful of the fact that she's getting angry.
Mhm. Immediately, Buddha said, you don't have to. He says you don't have to let go of anger because it's a much needed emotion,
Emotion.
just like any other emotion. All you need to know is just to uh, how to manage it.
Process it and release it.
Absolutely. You need that. It keeps you safe. It's like almost like he says for some people it's a coping mechanism. For some people it's like a survival trait. And there are, lots of degrees, lots of reasons why even the babies have anger. They need anger to show their, and that makes me think about my 8-month old. So there can be like judgment. Oh my God, the baby is so angry. The mother must be angry. I'm like, no, the baby is aware, So yeah, not going deep on that topic, but that's what he's saying. So it is much needed. So you don't have to let go, but good that she has, Gabriella, she has the awareness. All you need is just to observe when it is coming and not let it overpower you, which is difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is difficult. It needs practice.
Just, yeah, some training. Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, as soon as, oh yeah, and this is Erik, and he's like, man, as soon as you accept it, it's okay to be angry. Not everyone tells us it's fine to be angry. And that comes from childhood. You're not allowed to be angry, right? And yeah, so as soon as you give yourself that freedom, there's less resistance, and then there is more power to manage
Through
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gradually you tend to feel less and less angry, even when people provoke you. That's what I've noticed at my age. Yeah.
Well,
I
that
don't get
depends. All you need to be is a new mom.
no,
Yeah.
being a new grandmother, seems to have done the trick. Anyways, yeah, that's a totally different thing, right? Being a grandmother and being a mom.
Oh,
It's a
absolutely.
totally
Yes.
different
My
experience.
mother is like so patient and understanding, and sometimes we end up fighting. I'm like, oh yeah, right. You would have a very different perception when you would have been in my place. But yes,
True.
again, it comes with everything, age
Why
awareness.
why can't we start off as being grandmothers first and then become mothers?
I know it would have been yeah,
Yeah,
easier.
then we would make better mothers, right? Okay, so Ravi is asking, how can we manage sexual desires in life? Should we fulfill them, ignore them, or reject them? I think attachment is not good, but sexual desires are not bad in themselves.
Well, you need that, just like anger.
Hmm.
Eric says, why the hell do you think you took birth on Earth?
As a human being
As a human being, right?
and get married.
Yes. And Eric is Eric is almost like writing notes because he says, no, this is something I need to talk about. And he's like very strongly coming because this is what is perceived like, and he says, oh, this is what he says he hates about spirituality, like some people's spirituality or some spiritual gurus. He says, I'm gonna get some interesting comments on this. Anyway, I'm gonna go say what I'm getting. He says, especially some spiritual gurus, when they teach that sexual desires or sexuality in general is not okay, and as you become more aware, you start not needing it, and as if it's a bad thing. So he's like very strongly saying it's not, it's well needed. In fact, he says it can be used as a tool, just like meditation,
Mhm.
to be open to
Mhm.
what is the word, Eric?
It's love at the end of the day.
Love, bigger
Love.
realms, everything
Mhm.
out there.
Yeah. Okay. So on this
Yeah.
topic, I have my personal question. So that being the case, okay, we are here for a human experience and we are here, especially when we get married, we are here to enjoy the pleasures as well as the pains of a family life. So on this question, Buddha, excuse me for asking this. So why did you choose to leave your wife and son behind? And so is that kind of extreme measures more helpful in attaining awakening or enlightenment than being in a family and then still pursuing awakening or enlightenment?
He says, I perceived it, and he's saying
Mhm.
perceived it
Mhm.
as a hindrance, which it wasn't. It was the way, he says.
Okay.
I perceived my family life, which is being a husband to a lady, being a father, being a family man, to be a hindrance for attaining awakening or enlightenment or spirituality, or yeah, which it wasn't, which I realized later in my life on earth, and when he got his enlightenment, and he's actually thanking us for asking this question, because lots of his followers follow uh,
Teachings.
his teachings without knowing, because yeah, teachings, again he says, when it passes from person to person, gurus to gurus, it changes its content
Mhm.
and essence. Sometimes there's always this human filter coming in. So he says, I'm nowhere teaching people to leave your family and look for enlightenment.
Okay.
The
Be
fact
in
that
the
you
family.
give birth, yeah, be in the family. Eric says, do your shit. Why did,
Okay.
leaving this place? Wow. You know what he's saying? He says it's almost like suicide. You
Oh,
are running
okay.
away.
From
Not
your,
that he's saying suicide is a wrong thing. I
no,
won't
it's
go
not
on to
judged.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Mm,
not judging it as a wrong thing, but
yeah.
it's almost
Mm,
like running
yeah.
away
Yeah.
or trying to just, yeah,
So
escape. Escape.
depriving oneself of the opportunities to learn our lessons from our family members, and also depriving our
Mhm.
family members of the opportunity to learn their lessons from us by us just getting up and taking
Yes.
off. Yeah.
He says,
Okay.
in fact, that delayed my knowledge. He said, almost like how they say, what, there's a quote by Rumi, right? He's reminding me. Uh, you, they are seeking, what is it? They are seeking what is seeking you. What you are seeking is seeking you, right?
Taking
What you
you.
are seeking is seeking you. So
Yeah.
sometimes you always look in the wrong places and you think that's where knowledge and wisdom is. Yeah.
I get it. Okay, so did he create any bad karma because he deprived himself and his wife and Rahula of the opportunities to learn their lessons? Did he have to make amends in some way? Did he have to kind of balance that karma?
He
Has he
said,
had
but yeah, go ahead.
has he had other lifetimes after his lifetime as the Buddha?
Yes, yes, multiple lifetimes after. Then finally,
Mhm.
when he became the ascended master, he has had
Mhm.
human as
That's to
lifetimes as human.
balance probably that karma and to
He says,
release
well,
it.
it wasn't how it worked because it was contractual.
Oh, okay.
It was contractual. So
Okay.
yeah.
So did
So
he, my personal, curiosity, did he go back to visit them at all? Yashodhara and Rahula, did he go back to visit them? Did they
yes.
become Buddha, Bhikshu and Bhikshuni? Like his stepmother did, she became his follower, she shaved, this is what I've read, shaved off her hair and became a bhikshuni. Did his wife and son do the same? And did he go back to visit them?
Getting a totally different picture.
Mhm.
Well, actually, there's a story, but like again, as I've told you, I always do that. So I was waiting for them to, give me confirmation, and I'm saying them, that is Eric and Buddha. She, in fact, denied everything that was told by him. So the funny thing is, she was his biggest lesson
Oh.
because she was doing what she came here for, being a mom and doing the human job.
Mhm.
And obviously, she was angry. They're giving me a lot actually. So he's totally denying whatever is written or portrayed that she became Bhikshuni, if that's the right word. That didn't happen. Nor did his child. Did he have a son?
Rahula.
Okay.
It's in the history books. Yeah, it was.
That didn't happen. That was not the case.
No. These are my questions.
Yeah.
You know, whether they became his followers are my question. That's not in the history books. But did he go back and talk to them, and she did not accept what he was doing?
Yeah, but she was not a follower later on, and nor was his son. Yes, he met them later in his life.
Okay. And how about his stepmother? I've read that she became his follower. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm hearing a yes for that. Yes, and he says parents. I don't know. He had obviously he had a father. I don't know whether he was alive. Yes, and many other. He says like his parents and many other became his followers.
Yeah, I know. Some uncle or somebody helped him, I suppose, create his followers, a group of followers. Okay, creator wants to know what's the alternate way to spiritual awakening other than suffering? Again, it's not always through suffering.
Yeah, it's not, he said. It's one of the ways. Erik is saying, oh, but it comes with a third, right? So you get it.
Yeah, pain, we learn best, from suffering.
Yes, we do. And it teaches us things so strongly that no other experience can. So, is it the only way? No. It's one of the strongest ways for learning. What was the question?
Awakening. Awakening. What are the other ways? I'm sure he'd like to know.
Okay.
Meditation.
Loving.
Love. Yeah. Unconditional love. Yeah.
Connection. Forgiveness.
Compassion.
Yes. Every little thing that you're here for, whatever form it might be, he's saying if you've taken birth in a poor family, I'm sure that's your contract. That's what being poor. It doesn't feel like it, but yeah, that's what you signed up for.
I know. Hard as it is, that must have been a soul plan. Okay, so everything and anything can lead us to awakening, to sum up. Okay, Namita wants to know, are the stories in history about the Buddha and his experiences as known to the world all true? And does he have anything to add on, or does he want that he wants the world to know, or that's not yet known about him? Is there anything not yet known about him?
He says a lot is true. He says, when you ask, is there anything not yet known about him? He says a lot. A lot is not known about him.
Could he share some of the things with us?
He says, first, he wants to clarify for all the people who are watching. I became an ascended master not because of that one life that he lived as Buddha. That's the tiniest part of the bigger picture. As we attain knowledge in various lifetimes, so did he. So as soon as we accept that fact, Erik is laughing. Oh my God, this is going to create some stir, he says. He's like very excited. So yeah. So he says that's a very tiny fraction of what wisdom he got and what lessons he got in various lifetimes, which led to him becoming a guide and what he's doing right now. So he wants to clarify. So that's obviously not the only way to be.
So on that note, another question.
Yeah, before I forget, he's using the term Buddha lifestyle. It's just a perception which is wrong, that you have to follow a Buddha lifestyle or you can call it like be like a monk to attain a certain spiritual wisdom or enlightenment. It's not the only way.
Yeah, I have the greatest respect for those Tibetan monks, but that's not really, that's one of the ways. That's one of the ways to attain awakening or enlightenment. Well, I have...
Sorry, I'm interrupting because Erik says, when you said that's one of the ways, Erik says, if it works for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're having a tough life, right? So I have the greatest respect for them.
Yeah.
Hope it works for them all. I hope. Hope their hard work will pay off. Okay, so Pirini, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. So please clarify if in Nirvana or Nibbana, probably as in his language, there is consciousness. If in Nirvana, there's consciousness. That's a main question. And if so, is it what's called pure consciousness? Also, if that's the case, if Nirvana is pure consciousness, do arihants, she calls them the ones who have overcome their, the ones who are fully awakened. Arihants are the people who are fully awakened. Do arihants become that pure consciousness itself during or after death? Or is there some level of separate identity or individualism that still exists in that state after death? She's talking about, becoming one and remaining individual.
Yeah. Firstly, I would answer he's answering actually the second part of the question. Are Arihants, he says, well, Arihants aren't the fully awakened.
Oh.
They are in the process. They are not, I don't know whether it's a sect of people, I don't know what it is, but they're not like the fully awakened. And what was that about Nirvana? That the first part of the question?
Is Nirvana called pure consciousness, where you feel the oneness?
He said, yeah, I got it. He said, he's explaining, well, it's end of one cycle and beginning of a new cycle.
That's Nirvana.
Yeah, because it keeps going. It's almost like, so he says Nirvana is not moksha, like release or from the cycle of life. It's
Samsara.
not, he says Nirvana is almost like end of one cycle and the beginning of another one.
Whereas samsara would be totally the end of the cycle of birth and rebirth.
Samsara, he says, is like all the consciousness in general. Yeah, that's what he's giving me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Vishesh wants to know about the exact year of his birth. Did he meet any other popular figures like Mahavir in his time?
Okay, well, again, I'm going to be getting very interesting questions. I have no clue. Trust me, I've never read about him. I can show this. I could be wrong, but yeah. I don't know if it's visible on...
I don't see it.
Can you see it?
What's that? 1835?
It's 1832. 1832. Was he alive then?
I've read he's 500 years before Christ. So 1832 is the 19th century. How could that be? As Buddha.
Yeah.
Probably in another lifetime, 1832. Probably.
Could you ask him? It is 1832 BC.
Oh, okay. So only... okay. So approximately 1832 years before Christ. I've only read 500 years before Christ.
Yeah.
Way before what's in the history.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I might be wrong too.
Maybe
Okay.
people, I will be very much interested to read
Yeah.
whoever can do some research on this, and I'm
Yeah.
open to all the comments
Okay. So
until
any popular figures
until you
during
are being good to me. Okay. So yeah, this is the figure I got, and I trust whatever I receive.
yeah, 1832 years before BC, before Christ.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So were there any other popular figures living in that lifetime of his as the Buddha? Like Mahavir, for instance, he wants to know, Vishesh.
Okay, so here is what I'm getting. He says Mahavir spent a lifetime with him, but that particular lifetime as a human being, he was not Buddha.
Okay.
So they've been together, but not
So
when
was
he was.
that before that lifetime as the Buddha or after?
Yes, before.
Oh, okay. So Jainism is before Buddhism. Okay. All right. So now we have finished one.
Okay. Well, when they were together, Mahavira was not Mahavira.
Oh, okay. He was a regular human being.
Yes, in fact, even when he became a guru to people, again, pardon me if I don't want to go wrong on this, but yeah, that's what he's giving me. I'm just trying to be a clear channel here. He says, okay, so he's talking about himself and Mahavira. Even when they were here as Buddha or Mahavira, they were regular human beings, just like Jesus.
Yeah.
It's it's what they achieved. It's what they and mostly they became when people gave them that power. Like it's the followers that made them what they were known after their
Yes.
life. Yeah.
Okay. Vidya, another question that Vidya has is, how did he perceive God or source in his incarnation as Buddha? Did his perception change once he transitioned?
Yes, he says yes. For did his perception changed? He said yes, absolutely. Once he transitioned, it was. He says it was almost opposite of what he perceived. So well, he as Buddha, when he was like on his journey to attain enlightenment or awakening, he perceived souls to be something outside of him, like most of us. Or he says something imperceivable and vast. So as he's explaining, as soon as we term something that is vast or outside of them, we separate ourselves from them.
Yeah, yeah. We
So
are a part and parcel of source. As a
yes,
soul, we are
yeah.
a tiny bit of the super soul, the Paramatma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that
So and
connection, that oneness was his biggest lesson, and yeah, that was what he got when he transitioned.
so the true enlightenment came to him after he transitioned.
He says absolutely.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Very interesting. Okay. Saumya wants to know, how can we hold on to the hope of a better tomorrow when we are going through difficult situations? I think this applies to all of us,
Most of us, all of us.
without any exception.
Yes.
We are human.
He's quickly coming, saying that um, with just one awareness that it's just a matter of time. Whatever you're going through is going to change, although it doesn't look like sometimes, in human terms, but it is going to change because that's how everything works, good and bad and bad and good, and yeah.
Okay. So Preeti has another question. I'm particularly interested in his time before enlightenment, and we hear him healing many of his, she says, healing many of his past lives and winning over his inner demon. How can we humans do this, win over our inner demons?
He says again, he's coming again with the concept of separation.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any demons inside us. Like how we say, when there is dark, there is light, and light, there is dark. So it's like all part of us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to separate or, he says, tag something at demonic inside us. Label. We don't need that. I did that. Which he understood later in his life. And he's coming with the answer that, yes, he did heal a lot of his past lives. Okay, I'm just asking for clarity. Helping people realize, he says. Helping people realize and accept. It's almost like, you know what he's making me feel? He was here just like any other human, but as he tried to find out, he was in his pursuit of not happiness, Eric, pursuit of awakening. Uh, and he's laughing. He says, yes, at the end of the day, pursuit of joy. Joy was something he was looking for, and he thought joy was awakening. And he didn't know the awakening and joy was his life and everything he has, including the demons. He says, but that clarity, as it kept on coming, he kept on spreading his knowledge, which helped people. At the same time healing his past life karma, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So he was making a reference to the Bodhi tree at the start of the session. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if, as depicted in the history books, he attained Nirvana or enlightenment while he was meditating under a Bodhi tree. Truth to it?
Okay, so I'm getting two things. It was a combination of two, he says. One, he was actually where he used to meditate was actually what is the term, Eric? I'm asking for. Like there are these places who are almost like chakras on earth.
High energy.
Energies are high.
Yeah.
Right? Like Sedona,
Yes.
It's very famous. Yeah. So where he was doing, it was a place like that. At the same time, he meditating on a regular basis, he receiving all the downloads, increased the vibration of the area. But again, if you ask, was that the only place? Bodhi tree was, and he's saying it's vast than that, but yeah, it's unperceivable. So it's easier for people to just see that Bodhi tree. He's like going very quick, so I'm like trying to be articulate with everything that he's saying. Yes, Bodhi tree has his that enlightened aura, but not only that. I mean, it is vaster than it surrounds the area around it and many other places on earth. So it's one of those kinds.
Interesting. Till today, does it hold that energy?
Sorry?
Till today, does the area around the Bodhi tree, does it hold that high vibrational energy?
I'm getting it's losing some of it because I don't know whether what is being constructed around it or so. Yeah, it has lost some of its vibration and it's changing. But yeah, it is almost like a powerful, just like Sedona. Yeah, and he's also saying it's all about your perception also. Any tree can be a Bodhi tree, he says.
I know. I've been to Sedona. I don't think in 2012, I don't think I was open to that energy. Anyways, but that was 2012. Okay, when I went there for my Phoenix for my PhD graduation. Okay, how can I raise my consciousness? Ravi wants to know. This will help everyone. So.
By being open to learning.
Okay.
He says you stop growing as soon as you feel you know it all. Right? Being open to things constantly. Having that awareness, and this is Erik chiming in, he says, maybe is a powerful word. Maybe. Maybe they are right. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's more because there is. Yeah. So that's the way you can constantly and yeah, they're saying raising your consciousness is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, exactly. That's the next question Pirimi is touching on. Some say spiritual evolution never ends. Yeah, spiritual awakening doesn't stop with once you become aware of the fact that whatever, it never ends. Is this true? It is true. So is there anything beyond what beyond what you and other Buddhas have attained? Is there anything beyond enlightenment?
Absolutely. He just said, right, as he thought he has attained a lot of wisdom, but excuse me, but then there was a lot of awareness and some realizations as soon as after he transitioned. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a never-ending process, he says.
Yes. Interesting, right? Okay, that's what Erik also just said. I mean, learning never ends. Okay, so for that matter, Source wants to experience a whole lot of things. That's the reason why he created all the planets and us, and through us, he's learning and expanding, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Preeti wants to, just last two questions. Preeti wants to know about the concept of twin flames, and she also wants to know if he and his wife were twin flames.
Yes, they were twin flames. About the concept of twin flames. Okay. Again, I don't have so much knowledge on that particular subject. But he says your twin flame is almost like it can be a human being or a being in the afterlife. It could be a guide. But again, twin flame is somebody who is constantly in your life in one way or other teaching you.
Yeah.
So when we say that, I have to clarify. I have to say this, but it could also be your perpetrator or your accuser.
Yeah, but in this case, he abandoned his wife, and yet they had contracted to teach each other that through that abandonment, the so many lessons.
Yeah, so it's almost like two souls. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not going wrong on this. I'm giving whatever they are giving me. Two souls who sign up a contract that okay, this is what we are doing, and this is how we grow together, and we help each other grow as a soul.
Like Erik and Elisa, they're twin flames.
Erik and?
Did you know that? Elisa, did you know that?
Elisa? No, I didn't know that. Oh,
they are twin flames.
Makes sense though.
Yeah, they are. Okay, last question. Mosam wants to know, am I pronouncing the name correctly? Mosam or Mausam?
Mosam.
Yeah.
Season.
From a very, rainy season, if I'm not mistaken. Just season.
Autumn is season. It can be anything.
Any season. Okay. Any season. So from our very childhood, we've been told that our suffering in this present life comes from our bad karmas in our past life. We never talk about the joys we enjoy in this present life, which are the result of the good things we did in the past life. We never talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, now I learned that we ourselves chose she calls it life pattern. It's actually what she means is we ourselves chose our life soul plan. So and the spiritual contracts. So how do we connect our past life karma with our chosen path in this current life? Or does the present life have nothing to do with our past life karmas? Please elaborate.
Well, Erik is almost like, going through his dictionary and like trying to find flipping pages because it's like a huge concept.
Yes.
Because, and this is Buddha saying, it's a combination of both. Like,
Yes.
yes, we choose a lot of, we sign a lot of contracts before we coming in, we choose lessons, and we have karma that comes in play from our past lives. But at the same time, we have free will.
And yeah, exactly. Free will, we create
Yes.
new karma.
So it's a combination of both. And yeah, and Erik says, and sometimes it might seem like nothing is working. But that's how it
Yeah.
is.
It
Right.
is. Yeah, I know. We just choose certain lessons to learn in a particular lifetime. Of course, some of us say, bring it all in. I'm ready to learn all the lessons and then suffer and get it all over with. Some of us do that, but some of us choose 1 or 2 lessons per lifetime.
Yeah, Erik says, note, choices matter.
Yes, free will, even up there, free will matters, not just down here, even up there. Okay, so that brings us to the end of all the questions. All of them we've covered.
Okay, I hope so that I've answered most of the questions that we could cover in this session. Thank you so much, Geeta, for helping me, being a wonderful facilitator. You're a dear friend. Thank you for doing this for my YouTube viewers.
Can I just ask 1 or 2 questions?
Yes.
Okay. Which particular lifetime influenced his lifetime as the Buddha, which was instrumental in him choosing that soul plan to attain enlightenment in that particular lifetime as Buddha? Any, not any, definitely there must have been something that influenced some of the lifetime that must have influenced his lifetime as the Buddha.
Yeah, he says many, actually. Many lifetimes.
Okay. And one last question. Is he currently incarnate on Earth?
Wow, yes.
He is.
Yes. And again, it's like, then I might get a question in the comment maybe saying, so is he not an ascended master? Then we go on the concept of being omnipresent. So his soul is actually an incarnate as a human being on earth. At the same time, he can be, Erik says he can play guide,
Yes, definitely.
So that's how we're channeling him, because it's his consciousness.
Exactly. Our higher self itself is up there, and we are here as what do you call it, as a small fragment of our higher self. So the same way, I'm sure he's there as an ascended master and he's here as a human being. Okay, we don't want to ask too many questions to kind of divulge his identity. A man or woman, which part of the world?
Sorry, what was that?
Is he a man or woman now? And in which part of the world is he?
Okay. A man, a child now, a boy.
Oh, okay. How sweet. Okay. So he's here to raise the vibration of the earth, to help us through the ascension process.
I don't think he's like the awakened one. He's just a regular human, he says.
No, right now, yes. Probably his future mission.
In this life he meant. In this life he meant.
In
the latest incarnate.
Okay. Is there any parting message from the Buddha or Erik?
His message is 2 things. He says, be open, be open. Constantly say, maybe. Like they said, maybe they know more. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe there's a big picture. That is your way to get more wisdom. Secondly, he says, love and
love.
That's
unconditional love. Yeah, even when people hurt you.
Doing namaste as he said that.
Okay, so namaste to you, Buddha, for having been with us. And namaste. Thank you, Erik, too. And thank you, Lovely, too.
Thank you so much. You're welcome, Geeta. And they are saying both Erik is dancing with his namaste, as always. And he's very thankful. Erik had fun too. He, made it a lighter conversation, yeah, with his awesome comments. And he's thankful for us to bring him in, as always, as all the beautiful beings out there, so that he can spread a better perception, he says.
Yeah, true. So, love you,
Okay.
Buddha. Love you, Erik. Love you, lovely. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.